Yes, Paddy, lovely work, lad.
He could be the next Conor McGregor star.
I want that world title. All laugh all yous once and say I'll never be champ. You gang of mushrooms.
Like that kind of a star where the whole
He
world's
has
watching.
that weird personality.
Yes.
Yeah, he has that.
Well, he's very disarming because people, they see, I talked about this in the last pay-per-view. I said it's a very sneaky trick because guys like you look at you, the way you carry yourself, the way you, that's a fighter. Like you look at that guy's a dangerous motherfucker. But when you see Paddy, he's dancing like this, his hair is flopping around like he's in the Beatles. You know, he's like.
I would just maul his face on the ground with my elbows. I hate just Paddy. I hate Paddy. The words raw and venomous shook the MMA world. This wasn't just pre-fight bluster, it was a chilling personal declaration of pure animosity from one top contender towards another. He openly rooted for his rival's downfall, vowing to end his career permanently and even deliver a real Armenian slap if their paths ever crossed. Forget competition. This was a war fueled by outright hostility, revealing a depth of hatred that stunned everyone watching. The tension is palpable.
Tell me about what went through your mind when that dropped.
Yeah, obviously I was very disappointed at the time, very, very disappointed and disheartened more so because the whole time, ever since I went in there and knocked out Pico, I thought for sure I'm next in line in it. Everything seemed to be going my way, but do you know what, like now I've had time to digest it and get back to work. It's kind of a perspective thing, and I'm working with like a performance coach now, and it's just like everything he's teaching me is just about forgetting about the bad and just focusing on what's next. And it's a perspective thing again, and it's like I could have went to Australia, fought a close fight with Volkanovski, and they could have robbed me. Who knows? But the way I'm looking at it is I might be able to headline the UK card, 5-rounder. Imagine a scenario where Volkanovski wins, retires, and then they make my fight the title fight. You just never know what's going to go on. I'm just staying prepared, staying ready, and I'll keep...
Paddy Pimblett, the target of this unprecedented vitriol, wasn't silent. He swiftly fired back, painting his rival as a spoiled little baby who had been coddled his entire life. Pimblett suggested his opponent's aggressive attitude stemmed from privilege, unearned wealth, and a lack of true struggle in his upbringing. He dismissed him as an absolute sausage, a figure unable to control his own emotions, implying that his competitor's frustrations were a self-inflicted wound. This clash of personalities extends beyond the cage, revealing a stark contrast in their philosophies and backgrounds that fuels their bitter rivalry.
Will this be your last time in the octagon?
Yeah, I'm seeing that everywhere as well. I don't know where that come from. No, it's not. It hasn't been planned to be my last fight, so you don't need to really worry about that. I think you're going to just take it as it goes from here on, but there's definitely no plans of that. My plans are going out there and, as I told you, not taking too much damage, going out there, really setting a statement, and make it, be really impressive in there, and then maybe get a quick turnaround. I think you've got a couple of other guys as well, like Movzar, Lerone Murphy. They're undefeated and all that, so they're, for the legacy, they look like they might be pretty good as well. So we'll see what happens. This one, do this in Sydney, put on a show, but again, definitely no plans for that.
This explosive personal feud, however, takes a back seat for now, as Paddy Pimblett prepares for his most significant challenge yet, a clash with the legendary Justin Gaethje at UFC 324. This isn't just another fight, it's a pivotal moment with massive implications. Both fighters are desperately eyeing the lightweight title, understanding that the winner of this high-stakes encounter is slated to face the formidable Ilia Topuria next. The path to championship gold runs directly through this octagon showdown, elevating the intensity to an unbearable level as fight night approaches.
Were you kind of surprised that it wasn't Movzar or Murphy?
Well, I called for Movzar straight after the fight. Then I knew he was going to be fighting. Then he pulled out. I knew he was meant to maybe postpone, and then he didn't take it. And I'm like, well, there goes your opportunity. So that wasn't long before I knew that wouldn't happen. That's the thing, man. Like, I feel for him in a sense where I know he definitely deserved. That's why I called for him. But I totally understand how this game works. You can't be that guy. You got to be the guy that's willing to fight anyone, anywhere. Put your hand up.
Pimblett, often dubbed the next Conor McGregor, possesses a truly unique appeal. His black and weird personality combined with a disarming, almost playful demeanor makes him an anomaly in the brutal world of MMA. He dances, his hair flopping like a member of the Beatles, appearing silly to the untrained eye. Yet, beneath this jovial exterior lies a dangerous predator capable of seriously hurting people. This deceptive charm is a sneaky trick, as one analyst noted, allowing him to lull opponents and fans alike into a false sense of security before unleashing his full devastating power.
Lerone did do that. Lerone Murphy fought a guy at short notice in Pico and got a massive finish, so I thought it was going to be him in December. Then I knew the UFC were waiting for John Silva and Diego, so I was like, oh, maybe it's going to be one of these guys. Let's see what happens. Let's see if this is going to be a fun fight. And it was, and that's where they went with it. But it don't matter. We'll see what happens, whether Movsar and Lerone fight somebody or each other, prove themselves, and then I'll fight them straight after. So don't worry, they won't miss the opportunity. If they back themselves, take on another fight then, or wait. Whatever, but I mean, I don't think waiting's a good idea. As I said, take your opportunities just like Lopez did, and then this is where you'll be.
Defying expectations, Paddy Pimblett is openly declaring he will not shy away from a stand-up war with Justin Gaethje. While many anticipate he'll seek a takedown, Paddy insists he's not going to shoot it in 10 seconds. Instead, he welcomes a striking test, boldly stating, "I'm gonna stand with him." He longs for his first war in all his years of fighting, aiming to demonstrate his skill as an MMA striker who uses more than just boxing. This aggressive strategy promises an intense exchange, setting the stage for a fight that prioritizes action over caution.
I'm looking forward to one.
Is that what you want?
Yeah, of course. Always want one.
So you never had a war, you want to start it by doing it with Justin Gaethje?
Well, yeah.
Where's your head at, man?
It's firmly screwed on my shoulders, lad, but people are laughing at me when I'm saying I'm going to stand with him, but I am. People think that I'm just going to shoot in the first 10 seconds. I'm not. I'm going to stand with him, and I'm going to put it on him, and people are going to be like, wow, we weren't lying. He's more of a boxer with leg kicks, and I'm an MMA striker. I don't do just boxing or Thai boxing or kickboxing or Taekwondo or karate. I'm an MMA striker, and you'll see that when I fight him.
Pimblett didn't stop there. He made a jaw-dropping declaration that instantly escalated the stakes. He intends to retire Justin Gaethje, acknowledging Gaethje as an absolute legend of the sport. Paddy confidently positioned himself as the force that will end the veteran's storied career. He framed the fight not merely as a battle, but as the closing chapter for one of the lightweight division's most respected figures. This audacious claim, suggesting Gaethje is on the precipice of retirement, transforms the upcoming bout into an existential crossroads for the highlight.
He's a special fighter, right?
Yeah, he's unbelievable, absolute legend of the sport, legend of the lightweight division, and it's an honour to get in the cage with him and fight him, but I feel bad saying it because I've said it already. I think I'm going to retire him.
Is that where you think he is in his career? You think he's...
Yeah, I think he could be on the verge, on the precipice of retiring. He said himself he was going to retire if he didn't get a title shot, so when I beat him, he's not going to get another title shot, is he? So.
Despite his bold predictions, Paddy Pimblett draws a clear line between confidence and recklessness. He exhibits genuine respect for Justin Gaethje, refusing to provoke or belittle a fighter he openly admires. "It's a pleasure to get in there with him," Paddy admitted, treating the matchup with an acute awareness of Gaethje's immense danger. He clearly stated he wouldn't make the stupid mistake of underestimating or disrespecting the legend, referencing past fighters who faced severe consequences for such errors. This measured approach highlights a tactical intelligence beneath the bluster.
What do you expect from him going into this one, and how do you expect, how do you see him if he goes into a brawl type of fight here?
I expect a war, obviously. Like, Justin Gaethje is one of my favourite fighters to watch. He's your favourite fighter's favourite fighter, and it's going to be a pleasure to get in there with him. I'd love to have a brawl for 5 rounds. As he said, him versus Michael Johnson. How he introduced himself to the UFC. I'd love to have a fight like that, but I don't think it'll pan out that way. But let's see what happens. Hopefully, I'm getting a performance bonus and a fight of the night bonus.
You're going to nickname Justin Gaethje?
Nothing.
That was easy. Gay cheese.
Gay cheese. Nah, I'm not going to make that stupid mistake James Vick did and call him Homer Simpson and get knocked the f*** out. So, to me, he's a legend, lad, and I'm not going to disrespect him. It's as simple as that.
For Justin Gaethje, this clash with Pimblett isn't just another fight, it's being framed as his final crack of the whip. Having previously fought for the title against Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev, this bout represents perhaps his last chance at a defining victory to re-enter championship contention. Michael Bisping emphasized the high stakes, noting that while Pimblett might seem less threatening on paper, his movement and striking make him a dangerous opponent capable of testing Gaethje's resilience. The collision of styles makes this a compelling matchup not to be underestimated.
It's a business to build Paddy and make him easy fights, but I hope Justin gonna beat his ass, kick his ass, and we're gonna forget about Paddy for all our life. They gave him easier because they know he's gonna lose to Ilya, and real fighters like me just watching and waiting our time, you know.
Wouldn't you kind of like the opportunity to be the one to do it to him, like to beat Paddy?
Yeah. Oh my God, I would just maul his face on the ground just with my elbows. When I fought with Hooker, I was thinking, what should I do when I was on the top? Should I choke him or I just should like elbow him? But with Paddy, I'm not gonna for the choke. I'm gonna just elbow him all day, all night, just make his face like bleeding. Justin, if you need the help, let me know. I'll fly to you and help you. I mean, I want him to win, you know. That bullshit guy, I hate him. He's such a
there's a saying that like don't hate the player, hate the game. But you hold it personally against Paddy Pimblett.
Yeah, I hate just Paddy. I hate Paddy.
Yeah.
I wish it was Oliveira fighting with Gaethje or someone different, but not Paddy. I hate that guy.
Will you be at the fight? I imagine you'll go to January 24th. Yeah, you think you'll be there?
I don't want to be there because I'm gonna fight with somebody there. Because if I see Paddy, I would like to slap him. Not slap like slapping Ilya, but real Armenian slap. Maybe this is Spanish slap, like when they put on the neck, that's the slap. I'll show him like a real slap.
Beyond the main event's drama, another narrative unfolded as Lerone Murphy expressed deep disappointment after missing out on a featherweight title shot against Alex Volkanovski. Murphy believed he had earned the opportunity, having been undefeated and thinking he was next in line. The setback was initially very, very disappointed and disheartened. Yet, instead of succumbing to frustration, Murphy showcased remarkable mental discipline. He approached the situation with a sense of perspective and a focus on growth, choosing to reset and prepare for what's next rather than dwell on what could have been.
It's his own fault, lad. It's his own family's fault for letting him be a spoiled little baby his whole life, lad, because he's got money. You know what I mean? He thinks that he can just like pay his way out of anything. Well, nah, lad, you got told you gotta work your way back to the title. I'm beating Dan Hooker, who can't grapple to save his life, doesn't do that, you know what I mean? But it is funny because he's left out in the cold now because Charles is fighting Max and I'm fighting Justin, and like the next person down the rankings is Dan Hooker, who he's just beat, you know what I mean? He's gonna have to rematch Gamrot or something and try and beat Gamrot, because for now nobody gives a flying about Arman Tsarukyan. It's not my fault Arman Tsarukyan's an absolute sausage.
It's not,
It's not my fault he can't control his emotions and start headbutting people at weigh-ins and pulling out the night before fights and hitting fans when he's walking out. That's not on me, that's on him. And he knows why he's not fighting for the belt. He needs to...
Murphy's shift in perspective offers a fascinating insight into a fighter's mindset. Working with a performance coach, he's learning to forget about the bad and just focusing on what's next. He's even reframing the missed opportunity, considering a scenario where he might headline a UK card with a 5-round fight. Perhaps, he mused, Volkanovski might retire, opening up a title fight in the future. Murphy's commitment to staying prepared, staying ready, and continuing to stack up the wins illustrates a strategic patience rarely seen in such a competitive sport.
Ну, ситуация такая, что перед боем с Хукером мне сразу сказали, что следующая очередь это Пимблетт, а не твоя. Даже если ты там выиграешь красиво, там, нокаутом и так далее, то Пимблетт будет драться за титул. И когда выиграл Дариуша в такой доминации, и болельщики все стали на мою сторону, почему дерется Пимблетт, а не я. Ну, организации виднее, они ставят, кто им выгоднее на данный момент, и это бизнес, нужно просто понимать и ждать своего шанса. Никаких там подводных камней нету, что говорит Дана Уайт, это да, там я пропустил свой шанс, слетел с боя, а после этого никаких у нас недоговоренностей не было, даже Они дали мне, можно сказать, легкий бой, легкие деньги, поменяли мне контракт. После боя даже там я финишировал удушающим приемом, они мне дали бонус. И как бы это говорит, что я нужен организации.
Adding fuel to the fire of contender frustrations, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, a respected figure in MMA, openly challenged the UFC's matchmaking philosophy. He raised serious concerns about what truly drives title opportunities, pointing to an uncomfortable contrast between in-cage results and the chances handed out. Johnson argued that when winning isn't the clearest path to a title shot, it forces fans to question the sport's credibility. He suggested that rewarding merit or momentum should be the standard, not sidelined by other, less transparent factors.
Как тебе ситуация в легком весе и с Арманом в частности?
То, что дали это Gaethje, да, конечно. Не знаю, пусть организация обижается, но сейчас непонятные, все больше непонятных боев для меня. Я не знаю, я думаю, конечно, что Арман должен был драться за пояс. Но, не знаю, сейчас, если Арман, будем честны, Арман сейчас не подерется. Подерется Пимблett с Gaethje, кто бы из них не выиграл, подерутся с Тапури. Это еще год должен Арман выстаивать. Не знаю. Тяжелое, конечно. Но у меня тоже было так же в карьере. Я 10 боев провел, чтобы добраться до пояса. 10 победных боев. Арман,
Amidst the swirling rumors and speculation, Alex Volkanovski unequivocally shut down any talk of retirement. No, it's not. It hasn't been planned to be my last fight, the featherweight champion declared, reassuring fans and contenders alike. His focus remains firmly on taking on top contenders like Lerone Murphy and Movsar Evloev. Volkanovski views these matchups as vital opportunities to strengthen his legacy and test himself against high-level competition, proving he remains committed to challenging fights that matter, not winding down his career.
Like Arman should have been way over Gaethje, and I feel like Arman should be way over Paddy, but he doesn't have that hiccup. So what does he do? Does he sit out? Or does he go out there and make his case? Get another one of these top 5 guys, Arman, I say, take their head off because there's nobody there that could beat him, and keep him moving, brother. Then they can't deny you. I think he has to go out there, just beat somebody else, and not even Dana White could say, no, I'm not giving this guy a title shot. After that, there's no way, And the fight to see in 2026 is Arman versus Ilya. Those are the best guys at 155 pounds right now. Let's see it.
Volkanovski further shared his empathy for Movsar Evloev, recognizing the immense disappointment of a missed title opportunity. He recalled immediately advocating for Evloev after an impressive performance, knowing the fighter had earned the chance. The champion expressed genuine disappointment that a withdrawal cost Evloev that shot, framing it as a lost opportunity for a fighter who truly deserved to compete at the top. This insight reveals a fighter who respects the grind and the meritocracy, even as the unpredictable nature of the sport intervenes.
And for Justin Gaethje, this is the final go. This is the final crack of the whip. The man's had 2 title fights in the past, Charles Oliveira to Khabib Nurmagomedov, and now he gets to go up against Paddy Pimblett. Now, talking about the matchup, of course, it is an easier fight for Justin than what it is against Khabib Nurmagomedov, one of the greatest of all time. Islam Makhachev, the current pound for pound, and according to many people, a man that is surpassing Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? So in that regard, it is an easier matchup. Will Paddy be able to take him down? Will he dance around the octagon? Yes, he will. Will he try and replicate the game plan of Max Holloway? Of course he will. Who wouldn't try and do that? You aren't going to stand and go toe-to-toe with Justin Gaethje because the man does have knockout power. But underestimate Paddy at your peril. That's all I'll say about that one, but that is it for
The featherweight champion then laid out a clear challenge for Movsar Evloev and Lerone Murphy. Don't wait. Volkanovski explained that the next steps depend on them taking on other opponents, or even better, facing each other to truly prove themselves. He assured them they wouldn't lose their opportunity to fight him when the time comes, but warned that waiting too long could slow momentum for everyone involved. This directive underscores the constant need for activity and dominance in a stacked division, pushing contenders to seize their moment.
It's going to be headlined by Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje. Who do you favor in that fight?
Man, I got to go with Gaethje. I feel like he's the one that is more like enjoys like a knockdown drag out more than the other guy. Not that Paddy Pimblett doesn't love to fight. It's just Gaethje loves to like actually get down and throw fist for fist. And he's also got the Division I wrestling to kind of negate some of the biggest skill sets of Paddy. Paddy's like a very dominant grappler when it comes to submissions and being, you know, aggressive with that. I think Gaethje has the tools to keep it where he wants it, and I think that's going to give him an edge.
Islam Makhachev, the reigning lightweight champion, echoed the frustration with the UFC's matchmaking decisions. He publicly questioned the logic behind the Gaethje Pimblett fight, potentially earning a title shot, while Arman Tsarukyan, who many argue is more deserving, faces a prolonged wait. Makhachev framed the situation as a puzzling detour in the division, highlighting how timing and organizational choices can sideline deserving fighters despite their readiness. His remarks underscore the ongoing tension between performance, popularity, and pathway to the belt.
Well, I know someone who's not happy, and I'm sure that's Arman Tsarukyan, right? I'm sure he believes he deserves to be in this fight, and he was saying even after the win, like, didn't take any damage. If they want me to fight in January, that's when he's being asked about Ilya, but I'm sure if they called him to fight either of these guys for an interim belt, he would have done it.
You know, and it's unfortunate too, because we put this burden on these fighters, but it says a lot though. It says a lot about the direction that Paramount wants to go with the UFC, really. It says that, listen, we want guys that are going to bang. And it's an unfair burden that we put on fighters to say, we want you to win, be successful and win it. And you also have to entertain us by putting your neck on the line and taking a lot of chances and taking damage in the process. Because when you got guys like Justin Gaethje, that's what they do, but they're fan favorites. A guy like Arman Tsarukyan might not be a fan favorite because he's so grappling oriented.
Adding a powerful voice to the chorus of support, Jorge Masvidal threw his weight behind Arman Tsarukyan, insisting the fighter is being overlooked despite firmly belonging among the division's elite. Masvidal highlighted Arman's undeniable talent and consistency, urging him to keep beating top-level competition to make his place undeniable. He positioned Tsarukyan as a pivotal figure whose future could shape the lightweight landscape, arguing that if Arman continues to dominate, not even Dana White could say no to his title shot.
Kind of telling of where the direction of where they want the UFC to go, because they're trying to get eyeballs, man. Without eyeballs, the sport goes nowhere. So for Arman Tsarukyan, he might have to sit out for a little bit, but you know, he definitely deserves it, and his time is coming. It's just, I think right now Paramount and the UFC is kind of establishing that, you know, we're going to want some entertainers in there, and if you're not entertaining us, if entertainment is not a part of your priority, then that might be an issue.
Michael Bisping offered his own nuanced analysis of the Pimblett versus Gaethje bout, emphasizing the stylistic clash. He acknowledged Gaethje's knockout power and experience, but cautioned against underestimating Paddy's movement and striking capabilities. Bisping highlighted Pimblett's ability to dance around the octagon and potentially replicate Max Holloway's strategy, suggesting that you aren't going to stand and go toe-to-toe with just engaging. This perspective frames the fight as a dynamic chess match, not just a brawl, with both men bringing unique threats.
Like, he seems silly, but then he fucks people up. Paddy Pimblett is doing some intense training for his upcoming fight against Justin Gaethje. Both fighters are looking to win and get closer to the lightweight title, as the winner will face Ilya Topuria.
Even MMA legend Chuck Liddell weighed in, suggesting that Paddy Pimblett might not be fully prepared for the challenge of facing Justin Gaethje. While Liddell admitted he doesn't follow that much like politics and that stuff in matchmaking, he found the matchup undeniably intriguing. Despite respecting both fighters, the Iceman hinted he would like to see Gaethje pull it off, openly desiring to see the highlights secure a finish. Liddell's veteran perspective adds a layer of anticipation, focusing on the raw competitive aspect rather than the promotional narratives.
Guys that are entertainers. That's all we have from today's video, and we hope you enjoyed it. Share your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more amazing MMA videos.
Urijah Faber, another respected voice, also threw his support behind Justin Gaethje. Faber praised Gaethje's appetite for high intensity, striking heavy fights, noting his willingness to get down and throw a fist for fist. Crucially, Faber pointed to Gaethje's Division I wrestling as a key factor, arguing it gives him the tools to negate some of the biggest skill sets of Paddy. While acknowledging Pimblett's formidable submission skills, Faber concluded that Gaethje has the tools to keep it where he wants it, giving him a significant edge in this classic clash of styles. Dame Thomas peeled back the curtain on the UFC's strategic direction, highlighting Paramount's growing influence. He explained that the organization is increasingly favoring fighters who draw fan attention, often prioritizing entertainers over purely technical grapplers like Arman Tazarokian. Thomas stated that athletes are now expected not just to win, but to deliver high-risk, entertaining performances, putting their neck on a line and taking a lot of chances. This shift, he suggests, is driven by the desire for eyeballs, reshaping how opportunities are granted. This entertainment-first approach, as Din Thomas observed, poses a significant challenge. While Arman Tazarokian undeniably deserves it, and his time is coming, the UFC, under Paramount's influence, is currently establishing that we're going to want some entertainers in there. Thomas underscored that if entertainment is not a part of your priority, then that might be an issue for a fighter's career trajectory. This stark reality reveals how the business side of the sport can undeniably impact and even delay opportunities for technically skilled but less flamboyant competitors. Matt Brown delivered a scathing critique of the decision to grant Paddy Pimblett an interim title shot over Arman Tazarokian, labeling it a frustrating and sad choice. Brown condemned it as a prime example of a monopoly where a single promoter wields excessive control over titles and rankings, thereby undermining the sport's integrity. He argued that prioritizing popularity over merit, effectively saying Paddy's more popular, you're getting it over Arman, is detrimental to the sport's long-term health and credibility, creating disappointment for both fighters and fans. Brown further warned that this focus on short-term hype and pay-per-view appeal risks hurting the sport's longevity. While it sells the next fight, true staying power, he argued, requires a meritocracy-based system that respects fighters' achievements. Elite athletes like Arman Tazarokian or Movsar Evlo don't want to put on some ridiculous show or create skits on social media to become champions. They simply want to be the best athlete, earning their place through skill. The fundamental tension between entertainment and pure competition continues to define the UFC's path forward.